information. Let me, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Give me a second here. We're going to... So yeah, long story short, this morning, Kuro Games dropped some news regarding some changes, some compensation that they're going to be giving to us. Huge, absolutely massive news here. Literally game-changing, by the way. Like, actually game-changing. So, what are we looking at here? So, let's go over it line by line. And I know a lot of you have already looked into this. A lot of you have saw it on various streams already. Make it a vid? Yeah, I could. It kind of missed the train there on the video in regards to that. Jesus Christ. So yeah, kind of missed the train on that. But make this a vid? We could. We could make it a vid. So, long story short, this came out earlier today. Again, at about 7 or 8 a.m. CST. F2P is on. Yeah, let me fix that. Good call, guys. Good call. This and then text. Okay. And then let's make ourselves a little smaller. Let's get rid of the wings. We accidentally killed our tattoo. Let's bring it back. There it is. Okay, so long story short, there was some news this morning regarding some of the changes that they're going to be making. Wuthering Waves basically said, hey, we fucked up. There's a lot of issues with the launch, and we're going to fix them. Right? That's basically the long story short of it. So, let's go over it line by line. Message from the dev team, you know, since the launch of Wuthering Waves, there's been a lot of feedback, which this is, and if you guys are familiar with me, and I'm sure a lot of you are, I have been the biggest critic of Kuro Games. I've been the biggest critic of Kuro Games of probably any of the mainstream Wuthering Waves content creators, right? I've been very critical of them. I've been calling them out on their mistakes. I'm saying we need to hold them accountable. While, you know, a lot of other creators in the space, not to name names, but have been, you know, non-stop glazing Kuro. Right? There's been a lot of non-stop glazing Kuro, and I think overall that's a bad thing. Things like this is what we get when we are critical of the companies. Compensation and feedback, and them trying to change the game and the landscape for the better. So, it's things like this that we need to be on top of, and things like this that we get in response to the feedback, to the critical feedback. So what's changing? So the echo development feels grindy, and we have inadequate energy materials. Again, I've voiced my opinion on this before. I think the echo materials are fine in general, but they do agree that it does feel a little grindy, and we're not getting enough materials. Hey, it is what it is. Sure. I personally don't believe so, but a lot of people have been echoing this, and maybe I'm in the minority here, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So, and for that, there's going to be a limited time echo event coming. That's going to give double echoes, called chord cleansing. In 1.1, which 1.1 is going to be June... 1.1 is coming June, at the end of June, I believe. We'll have to double check on that. But 1.1, the progression system for shell credits is going to be reduced. So you're not going to need as many shell credits to upgrade your echoes. They're removing the reward cutscene for the tacit field. This was something I wanted to talk on for a little bit, but I felt was kind of a nothing burger. So you guys know when you complete a tacit field, you get that, like, it's like a 20-second cutscene of, like, the camera zooms out, and it's like, oh, you did it, congratulations. It's like kind of like that. that was unneeded and unnecessary. Again, kind of a small nothing burger. It was like 20 seconds at max. But if you're doing it back to back to back, if you're doing it 3 to 4 times in a row, I could see where it starts getting obnoxious. I could see where it's just unnecessary.
I wonder what my stream would actually
Why
look
is this
like
motherfucker always popping up in my ear? I could see if that was, like, unnecessary for a lot of people. But hey, it's a time change. It's a quality of life improvement. Whatever. Cool. From version 1.1 onward, the yield of echoes and echo development materials will be increased. So this is huge, right? This is absolutely huge news. So the yield of echoes and echo development materials will be increased. So what I believe this means is that for our databank, I believe the databank percentages will go up. So as it stands currently, if we go to in-game and look, the databank percentages generally remain the same ever since, I think, is it across the board? Yeah, so since level 9 or level 10, excuse me, our databank has been a base drop rate of 20%. And this has been since level 10, which most of us hit day 1. So that remains consistent all the way until level 20, which it remains at 20%. I foresee them increasing this base drop rate to probably 30 to 40%. Spend the wave plates? Yeah, we will. I foresee them increasing this base drop rate from probably 20% to 30 or 40%, if they sort of want to remain in line with sort of the ideology that they're going towards with increasing like how fast we're doing things, right? So echo development materials will be increased as well. So as it currently stands, for anyone that is not UL level 40 yet, once you complete a tacit field, you're getting 1 to 2 legendary echo leveling materials, and you're getting, I think, 7 to 10 epic leveling materials, which I already think is massive, right? That's a lot. I foresee them increasing this probably by about 20 to 30% as well. So save your crystal solvents. Now I can officially say save your crystal solvents until 1.1. Do not be spending them yet, because if you do, you are missing out on a pretty big or pretty sizable increase. I don't want to say big because we don't know how big it's going to be, but the echo development materials will be increased, and that's, again, more than likely for tacit fields. So save your crystal solvents. I can officially put my stamp of approval on it to save your crystal solvents. Before, I was pretty willy-nilly with mine, and I've been telling people to be willy-nilly, but hey, it is what it is. Regarding our handling of the reward system error when recycling develop echoes. So this was kind of a big nothing burger. Long story short, people were getting increased amounts of credits back when they were recycling echoes they had leveled up. They were getting more materials back, and specifically in regards to shell credits than they should. So what ended up happening is they gave us, I think they initially gave us 600,000 or 700,000 shell credits initially. We got these, I think we got this about a week ago. Not a week ago, like 4 or 5 days ago, we got like 600 or 7,000 shell credits back in the mail.
Oh, well?
We're getting another million. We're getting another million shell credits. Absolutely insane. Because I know a lot of people have been having issues with shell credits, and this will be huge. Another million shell credits, that's half of the amount of shell credits you need to fully max a character. Extra compensation. So this is on top of the 600k we had already gotten. Bro, thank you for the prime. Yeah, so this is on top of. This is extra compensation for the shell credits. So we're getting 1.6 million shell credits altogether. We've already gotten the 600, and we're getting an extra million. And we're getting that in 8 days. Or by. We might have already gotten this. I know there's some stuff in our mailbox already. So, and it's anyone that has created their character before May 30th. So, guys, it is currently June 2nd. New accounts will not be getting this shell credit increase. Just keep that in mind. So, what this means is this also disincentivizes any further future account rerolls. So keep that in mind. You're going to be missing out on an extra million shell credits if you're doing account rerolls going forward. Keep that in mind. It's probably... account rerolling is getting less and less worth it each day. I've never been a proponent of account rerolling, and it is even worse to do so now. So let's make sure you're not account rerolling. I do not recommend it. With all the rewards and shit that we've been getting, and all the stuff that you're going to be missing out on going forward, not worth it. It's just not worth it. We apologize for the hasty way we handled the issue. Great. They're owning up to the mistakes. And I think with this statement alone, they are realizing that the communication that they're having with the community is just not it. It's just not it, and this is a huge step forward. A huge step forward. Additionally, to address the poor experience of the ecosystem, we're giving everyone 20 crystal solvents. This is absolutely massive amount of experience. This is massive. 20 solvents? Insane. Absolutely insane. So again, depending on when we get this, and we might have already have, do not spend these crystal solvents until 1.1, unless you really, really, really need the materials for like your leveling materials, for your resonators, or for your weapons. I would save it. I would definitely be saving these crystal solvents for now. It is going to be a game changer when it comes to 1.1. We already got them. Save them. Save them, guys. Please save them. So for the error for the 5-star weapon description. So this was only for JP, for the Japan client. There was a bug with Verdant Summit, which is Gion's signature weapon, that was saying that the buff that Verdant Summit provides was giving it upon skill use and upon ult use. This had nothing to do with English. This had nothing to do with China. This had nothing to do with any other language except for JP. And we are still getting compensation for it. They're giving everyone 5 Forging Tides, which is 5 pulls on the limited weapon banner. So this is crazy that we are getting compensation for something that doesn't even affect us in our region. Absolutely insane. For those who are also unaware, the whole JP incident with the emails being leaked, Kuro was giving 10,000 yen to each person, 10,000 yen Amazon gift cards to each person that was affected by the email leak. It comes out to about 60 USD. Not anything crazy, but they did own up to it. They did own up to their mistake, and they're trying to give some sort of real-life compensation for the email leaks. Again, I've said my piece on this already, but, you know, email leaks, people are calling it a dox. Absolutely insane to call it a dox if your email got leaked. Not to say it isn't an issue, because it is an issue. Anytime a company releases any information of your own, that is an issue. It is not a dox, though, guys. Let's not call it a dox. Let's stop throwing around the D word, because what it does is, you know, you're making a mountain out of a molehill, and let's save the D word for real life, for real actual doxing. Let's not call everything a dox, because all you're doing is making the word worth less than it actually is. So, crazy stuff. Crazy compensations that we're getting here. Only lead to the other recipients as well, not to the public. Yep, 100%. People don't seem to realize that. So for the Overdash Club, I was saying this as well, and a lot of other people were saying this. The rewards we got from the Overdash Club were pretty subpar. We're pretty subpar. So if we go and actually look at the event, so it was 6 days. 6 days of rewards, and each day was giving about, you know, let's say about 40,000 shell credits, 60 asteroid, and just a couple leveling materials. It's whatever. It's a mini event. It's not necessarily meant to be a lot, but people weren't happy with the rewards. I wasn't either. I think they should have given us a little bit more. I understand it's a mini event, but again, this is their first event. This is their first event post-launch, so they need to make it a good one. And again, obviously, I know this sounds a little bit greedy in regards to all of the rewards and compensation that we've already gotten, but this is their first event. They should make it a fucking banger. They should make this event a banger. They should be giving us a lot of rewards, because as it currently stands, the amount of rewards that we were getting from this quote-unquote mini event just weren't it. This is going to set people's expectations of what we are going to get from events in the future, and if your first event isn't good, the second event probably isn't going to be good either, and you're not going to want to come back. So we're getting more rewards from the Overdash event. Is this on top of new rewards and content? So I believe this is on top of what we have already been given. So we're getting 800 more asteroid, a morphable elite class echo 1 and 2, and from my understanding, these are the choose your echo with the specific element. I believe this is exactly what we got from the elusive realm. So we're getting another 2 elites to choose your specific element percentage, which if you haven't done the elusive realm, that's what you get. This is going to solve a lot of the complaints of people having it with elite classes and getting that element percentage percent. This is going to be crazy, because you're going to be able to select another 2, which will complete your set for another character. Premium tuners and sealed tubes. I wonder if there's a certain amount or we're just getting one each. Regardless, whatever. This is going to be crazy with the release of Yinlin as well, because if you've already built, say, your Jian or another team, there's your Yinlin Echoes right there. There's your Yinlin Echoes. We were just handed them. When is Yinlin coming out? In 3 or 4 days. Moving forward, we shall ensure we make greater collective endeavors internally in designing the version events to improve content, quality, and rewards. This is huge. Because the Overdash event, again, people are saying it was a mini event. Kind of lackluster. Kind of lackluster. Every day it was like 30 seconds of pressing W and jumping on things. Not exactly a crazy event. Not exactly something you would expect from the first event in the game. Yes, it was a mini event, but still pretty lackluster. On the future version update timelines. So, originally, the 1.1 was supposed to come out on July 2nd. Supposed to come out on July 2nd for the release of 1.1, which actually ironically coincided with Zenless Zone Zero's release date. I think Kuro had recognized this. I think they had already sort of been planning this, if I had to bet. So 1.1 will allegedly be coming out on June 28th, which is almost an entire week earlier. 1, 2, 3, so about 4 days, 5 days, depending on how you see it. So almost a week earlier, 1.1 Thaw of Eons will be coming out. Now, here's the first blunder that I have with this whole situation, and I feel a lot of people aren't necessarily talking about or being really critical about. We got the boss spoiled. So Jue is going to be the next boss. Kind of anticlimactic getting it spoiled like this in a dev announcement. Not exactly something I'm going to harp on too much about, but this is something that's like, yes, it was explained in the story. I understand that. I know a lot of people are going to say, but Jin Shi said in the story it was already going to happen. We didn't realize how soon it was going to happen. And now that we have got it, sort of, I don't want to say spoiled because whatever, let's call it spoiled for the lack of a word. It is sort of anticlimactic that we don't have that wow factor anymore, right? Like, we don't see this, like, typically what was going to happen is, like, we'll get, like, a release trailer for the 1.1, and then they'll hint at it in the trailer, or, it'll happen when we get there. Now we all see it coming, a month ahead of time. Kind of sucks. I wish there was a little bit more suspense, but it is what it is. But, whatever, right? So a new area coming out, and this is something I want to focus on. New area, Mount Firmament. I gotten in so many arguments with my chat over the past few days about the naysayers saying there would not be a new area coming to the game. And would you look at that? A new area is coming in 1.1. A new area has officially been announced for 1.1 Mount Firmament. Absolutely crazy. I cannot believe, well, I can believe because I called it, but I can't believe that they just announced it. Just new area. Congratulations. Have fun. And obviously the new Resonators, Jinshi and Shangli. I cannot wait because as the wise Tectone said, the first 3 days of your banner are when the majority of your sales are going to happen. So what's going to be very interesting to see, the June sensor report for Kuro Games, I think is going to be fucking insane. Not only are we getting Yinlin, we're getting Jin Shi and Shang Li in the same month. If we don't see a fucking insane month out of Kuro for the month of June, I will be very surprised, and I'm sure this will not be taken out of context in a future clip if Kuro bombs. Absolutely nuts. 3 hot as hell anticipated Resonators in the same month. And again, keep in mind, June 20th, there's only 2 days left in the month, but Tectone likes to say the first 3 days are the most important days where the majority of money is spent on banners. So, 3 female characters within 1 month. I foresee July's sensor report is going to be massive. And because of this, we're getting 10 more pulls. Would you look at that? We're getting 10 more banner pulls just for that. Just for them moving up the time frame. How dare you, Kuro? How dare you move it ahead of time and give us pulls for it? How dare you? It's only going to be one of them? You know, probably. Probably. You might be right. Now that I think about it, you're probably right. But regardless, one more then, right? One more then. So two female resonators in 1 month. You're probably right. I don't see them running like a dual banner. You're probably right. Combat and control experience optimizations. This is also huge. I'm so glad that they are acknowledging this. The camera is absolutely dog shit in this game. It is probably the worst thing about the game currently. So they have disabled the combat camera correction feature on PC. Now that sounds like an option. I haven't looked into it. I have no idea what it does, but glad to see that they're acknowledging it and glad to see that they're going to be fixing it.
Too soon. You have come too
Yo,
soon.
Connor, thank you so much for the raid, man. Welcome. We're just we're going over the changes that were brought in this morning. Connor, thank you so much for the raid, man. Hope you had a wonderful stream.
Wow.
In recent updates, we have optimized the aggro ranges for certain bosses. That's very interesting because it sounds like you're obviously going to be able to get a little bit closer to them for the open world bosses that are, currently already spawned. You'll be able to get closer to them before they aggro. Kind of a nothing burger, but whatever. In the coming updates, we will introduce a disengagement warning feature. So it sounds like as you're as you're moving out of the boss area, they will give you a warning before you unaggro. Kind of whatever. Who cares? Ghost touch issues on mobile. I haven't heard anything about this, but if I had to guess that for your buttons, if you were kind of outside of the area and still touching them, it would count as touching them. Whatever. Delayed ability of custom keybinds. So I guess custom keybinds, you weren't able to change your keybinds until a certain specific level, but they're now reducing it to level 2. Kind of a nothing burger again. Whatever. It's very cool that they're allowing us to change our keybinds earlier in the game. Kind of a nothing burger again. And not kind of a nothing burger again, but cool nonetheless. Controller mode experience optimization. Very cool. I think anything involving controllers, they need to get right. It is very concerning that they've had a lot of issues with controllers when it comes to mobile play. They need to fix this sooner than later. They need to fix this way sooner than later. Future versions will support controller mode on mobile devices. We needed this day one. We needed this day one, but I'm glad to see that they're fixing it, again, sooner rather than later. It is what it is. Poor game field design and impact signification. Future versions will constantly improve the event signification and game field design for our characters and monsters, enhancing the overall combat experience and positive feedback during battles. Kind of a blanket statement. Really not a lot there, just them acknowledging that there's issues, there's bugs, there's things they need to fix. Could be a nothing burger, could be something amazing, could be game changing. We don't know exactly what that will entail, but we shall see. As long as they are acknowledged that they can do better, I'm glad to see it. You think Yinlin will be a future character? 100%. Other contents, no purchase limit on store items. I am so happy they're putting in purchase limits. I can't tell you how many people have come into my chat, even just today. Shinya, I bought 1 million shell credits worth of flour. And because you can't sell items back in this game, kind of fucks your account up. Kind of fucks your account up temporarily. Temporarily fucks your account up. Does not brick your account. A lot of people say, oh, your account's bricked because you spent 2 million shell credits. No, your account isn't bricked. Your account isn't bricked. Audio issues and sound effect bugs. Yeah, there's been some issues here and there. Especially one with specifically the audio. Like the audio checks that we're playing were missing during battle. Happened for 3 days. Was kind of a fucking problem. I'm surprised it took them so long to fix that audio bug. But it is what it is. Performance issues, crashing, and instability. Again, this is mainly a mobile issue and a lower quality PC issue. They're identifying the issues of the crashes and trying to implement fixes. Again, this game is running on the Unreal Engine, which is a lot harder to work in when it comes to development, as opposed to, say, when Genshin first started out, they were running strictly on Unity. Depths of Elusive Realm. event optimizations and updates. Improve the event and add new content, including more playable characters, new challenges, new mechanics, and new buffs. I think Depths of Elusive Realm was perfectly fine. It did suck that you couldn't use certain characters. You know, obviously, they are going to go on like a seasonal route where they will rotate the characters that you can use in the game mode in and out. Sounds like they're going to be learning from that and changing that, but, you know, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, that's it. That's ultimately what it is. The only other thing I definitely missed on was Yinlin is coming out June 6th. This upcoming Wednesday, Yinlin is being released. This is moving up from, I believe it was supposed to be next week, probably, I believe like on the 10th or the 11th. She's moving up almost 1 week earlier. She's moving up 1 week earlier to June 6th. She will be pullable this Wednesday evening for the US people here. Absolutely massive. I cannot wait for this. This is going to be insane. I did not foresee this coming. I don't think anyone foresaw this coming. In regards to, you know, when characters will be released, I don't think anyone had saw them come saying that, hey, we're pulling it a week earlier. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. I'm so happy for this. I'm so happy for this. Other than that, huge Kuro W. I'm happy that they're seeing that, you know, that there was issues with their game. I'm happy to see that they're fixing it. So over on Reddit, someone broke it down and talked about everything of what we're getting. So breaking it all down, we're getting 1 million shell credits, 20 crystal solvents, 10 radiant tides, 5 forging tides, and 10,000 podcast experience, which this is actually huge. This is 10 full levels on the battle pass, which makes the battle pass even crazier to get. So if you haven't bought the battle pass yet, you should probably do it. 10 full free levels, absolutely insane. But other than that, guys, I know I'm a little bit late on the news. Let me know down below what you guys think, and I'll see you later, Rovers. Does this ignore the battle pass?